Howdy folks, welcome to this beautiful day out here in West Vancouver. And is it a beautiful day? I'm so thankful to be back here. So I'm just going to kick off this video with the worst thing that happened to me in Brazil while I was there, and also the reason why I haven't been posting videos for a while. I mean, I made all of these videos about Brazil and I didn't end up posting them. I will post them later, but I thought I would just check in and let you know what happened. All right, so I had this beautiful trip to Brazil, went to Curitiba, and then I went to Sao Paulo to meet a friend of mine over there. While in Sao Paulo, he said, well, let me take you out and show you the city. So we go out on Thursday night in Sao Paulo, and he takes me to the center of Sao Paulo, Boulevard Paula Vista or something like that. It's like one of the key areas. It's like the Fifth Avenue of Manhattan or whatever. You know, you've got all the fancy stores and there's a couple of little bars and things around there, and a lot of cops. I mean, every single block you walk by, there's like 2 cops standing there. And then on the one place close to where we were, there was like a little cop caravan with about 8 cops and 2 cars and everything. A lot of police presence. But anyway, so we're walking down there. We go to this first little place. We have a few drinks. Well, not a few drinks. We have a beer. And we decide that he wants to take me to another place. Saul wants to go and show me another place. So we get out there and I want to order an Uber. Now, Boulevard Paula Vista is like 3 lanes in that way and 3 lanes in that way. And in the middle, on the island of the boulevard, is a cycle lane. So a cycle path, basically. Not a cycle lane. It's about, I guess, about two, a little bit more than 2 meters wide, maybe 2.5 meters, and then it's divided into 2, and it's a cycle path, and there's little railings on the sides for most of it, and then there's little open spaces here and there. But it's basically only a cycle path. Okay, so I order the Uber, and it shows the pickup point as in the middle on the cycle path. Now I'm like, this can't be right. I can't go stand in the middle on the cycle path and get my Uber there. So we wait on the side of the road, you know, where you would normally expect the Uber to stop. So the Uber driver comes and he drives past because he's in the lane closest to the cycle path. So I'm like, dude, really? So Uber cancels the ride. He cancels the ride, I think, and they assign another driver. Where's the pickup point set? On the island in the middle. So I'm like, really? This can't be. So I'm saying to Saul, look, obviously the drivers are in that inside lane, and I mean, it's traffic. It's like 3 cars wide, solid traffic, all right? So I'm like, well, maybe because of traffic, you have to jump in from there, whatever. So maybe we should go there. And then the second driver, he goes past as well. He doesn't pick us up because we are not on the cycle lane. So, all right, fine then. If that's where we need to be picked up, then that's where we need to be picked up. So they allocate a third driver to me. Me and Saul, we cross over. We're standing on the cycle lane. And now you're trying to find the driver. So I've got the Uber app in my hand. As we're there, they allocate the driver. I'm trying to see which car it is, and we're standing there, and like, I mean, these freaking oaks with bicycles going whoop, 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 both ways past us. And it's like, you know, so we kind of stand behind one of the lamp poles because I don't want to get hit by a bicycle. And the next moment I'm standing with my phone like this, and the next moment I just feel this. It's like something just taps my hand, but not even hard. It's just like, doof. And I thought maybe the guy with the bike just kind of hit me. So I'm like checking, where's my phone? I mean, I'm literally standing there, and it's almost like suddenly I'm looking at my empty hand, and then I'm looking on the ground because I thought maybe he knocked the phone out of my hand. And then I looked up, and about freaking 10 meters further, this guy on the bicycle has already got my phone, and he's like this. While he's riding this bike at full speed, he's busy going through my phone. He stole my phone out of my hand. You will not believe it. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? I was completely stunned. It's amazing. I mean, these guys are artists. He took it so smartly out of my hand. And I've played this over in my mind a million times. Was there something I could have done different? Well, the only answer I could get is that I shouldn't have ordered a freaking Uber or gone to the middle of the bike lane to get it there. But as far as the part where he took the phone, man, that was so professionally done. I literally didn't feel it. And I mean, it's not like I had the phone with two fingers waving it around. I had the phone properly in my hand like this, and I was standing here trying to get through and check what the Uber driver is. And I look, you know, I mean, you know how it is when you find an Uber. You're like, okay, what's the guy? Now there's traffic. I need to see where he is and then try and track him on the app. Anyway, so the guy steals my phone. And it is like, I mean, it is immediate. It is so fast. And as he goes away, I see him going through the phone. And I'm like, fuck. This means, yeah, I mean, he's stolen my phone and my phone is unlocked. So he's got access to everything because, I mean, the phone is unlocked because I was busy with Uber. So luckily Saul was there. So I quickly grabbed Saul's phone. And now he doesn't have Belinda's phone number in his phone. So I had to quickly put Belinda's phone number in his phone, in his contacts. And then I phoned Belinda. Luckily, she answers straight away on WhatsApp. I phone her. Luckily, she answers straight away on WhatsApp. I say to her, Belinda, my phone is stolen. Please lock it. So she quickly goes into iCloud and she locks the phone. Now, and then, of course, you know, then the whole shitstorm starts because the phone was unlocked. She had to lock it, and then she had to start changing passwords. So she called Connor and Angelique up here, and the three of them are sitting on the computer over here, changing passwords, emails, Gmails, banks, bam, 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 just going through all the passwords, changing it. Because the thing is, with the phone unlocked, this guy's got access to everything, you know. So what a damn nightmare. Anyway, so they take care of that. That all works. Eventually it's all done and I feel like, okay, cool. Now here's the crazy part. Right there where it happened, on the side of the road, is where you have that caravan with the 8 cops and the 2 cop cars. So first took care of this right there. Actually, we just stood there. Saul was on the side and I was on his phone. He was protecting me so that nobody could steal his phone there. And I made the calls. Belinda started working here, and the kids took me about 3 to 4 minutes speaking to her just to make sure that they know what needs to be changed. And then we walk over to the cops. We arrive there and we're like, dude, they stole my phone. And the cop is like, no English, no English. But wait, there is a guy that speaks English. So they run and they go fetch another cop. The cop comes over, he says, yes, can I help? I'm like, yeah, sorry, dude, I was trying to catch an Uber. Guy came past on a bicycle, stole the phone. He says, oh, yes, the guys on the bicycles, they steal a lot of stuff. I'm like, okay, so what do we do? He says, what color is your phone? I'm like, it's an iPhone, it's blue. He's like, okay, get the IMEI and go online, and then he switches over to Portuguese. I mean, okay. Let me correct that statement. So pretty much from after what color is your phone, it was all again in Portuguese. I mean, there was no communication happening whatsoever. And there was also no action from these guys whatsoever. I mean, and they actually, Saul understands Portuguese. He's been living there for about 10 years. So he's not, I mean, he's not fluent, but he understands it a little bit. And he was saying they were talking about the guys on the bicycles. It's kind of a well-known thing. The guys on the bicycles there in the middle, they steal phones from people that go there to freaking get an Uber. Like, how do you even work that out? Anyway, so turns out the cops aren't going to do anything. They didn't even take a statement. They didn't take a report. They said something in Portuguese about going online somewhere and then putting your IMEI number in, and that's about it. And that's what we could understand. There was no communication. And I don't think, don't get me wrong, I don't think it's that they didn't care. It's just that, like, we couldn't understand each other. It was just the way it is. I mean, that's unfortunately a problem in Brazil. Less than 3% of the population speaks any form of English. And of that 3%, I guess probably about 1% can be described as almost fluent, you know, so there is no communication, man. Anyway, long story short, so there we are on the side of the road, phone stolen, cops aren't going to do anything. There we are, stuck. Boom, end of the story. So of course, the other fun part was, now Belinda and Connor have changed, and Angelique, they changed all the passwords, they fixed all of the stuff up on this side, everything is secured, it's all good, but now I have no communication. I have my laptop with me, so I tried to log into my Google with my laptop, and the laptop goes, or Google goes, Gmail goes, I'm using obviously the new passwords and stuff. So Gmail goes, this seems like a weird login from Brazil, because you're not normally in Brazil. So just click the pop-up on your phone to verify that it's you. And well, I don't have my phone. It's actually quite fascinating how ridiculously linked we are to these little phone devices. I can tell you, it is a nightmare for the whole rest of the trip. The only communication accounts I had access to was Facebook Messenger, because we didn't change that password, because I didn't have Facebook on my phone, so it didn't matter. I mean, I never have Facebook or Messenger on my phone, so even with the phone, he couldn't access it. So I told him not to change that password, let's leave it, so that I can at least have some form of communication with Belinda back home. The second thing is, I had some Yahoo email address, old Yahoo email address that I had access to still, so we used that. Everything else, I cannot log in, I cannot access my banks, I cannot access anything, because when I try to log in, it goes, we want to send you a code to your phone, or just click on the pop-up on your phone, just on your phone, but I have no phone. So anyway, so yeah, that was it. So I was kind of on a digital detox for a couple of days, I guess. But yeah, it is actually crazy how ridiculously our lives are linked to those little phones. Long story short, I decided not to buy another phone in Brazil, because what's the point? You're going to pay a crap load for a phone in Brazil. I don't have a SIM card, because we stopped the SIM card and everything. So I just came back here. Belinda ordered a new phone for me, and this morning we went and did a new SIM card. So now I'm back online and I'm back into everything. The crazy thing is, though, that we were so lucky. I was so lucky in two main ways. The first one is, I have 3 Google accounts on my phone. One, my big business account, my main personal account, and then the account for the South African shop. Now, the South African shop account, it's just a different email account. It's not linked to many banks or anything. I mean, there's not a lot of important passwords. I think there's like 15 or 20 passwords saved on there, one for PayPal and one for this and one for that, but all of those accounts are small little things, you know, not much happening there. And the first way I was lucky was that was the account that I last looked at on my phone. So that was the default one. If he went into my Gmail, that was the default account that he would have seen. And the second thing that we were lucky at is that Belinda, I had Sol there with the phone, and Belinda was awake and she was sharp. Her and the kids were very quick on this side, because listen to the timeline. I ordered the Uber at about 12 minutes past 5 Canada time. So what was it? 12 past 9 p.m. Brazil time. I ordered the Uber at about 12 minutes past, not about 12 minutes past. I ordered the Uber. Now we had the 2 cancellations, so that probably took about 2 to 3 minutes, 4 minutes for us to get to the middle. He stole the phone at 17 past. He started looking at the passwords on the Google account that was open. So the South African shop Google accounts, they sent me a thing that said, I only found it this morning when I got here. I'll do a screenshot for you and put it here. They sent me a thing to show me when the accounts was accessed, when somebody looked at the accounts. And at exactly 17 minutes past, he started looking at the accounts. He started looking at my passwords. Boom, 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 one by one. Now, I assume he was taking photos of it or making notes of what the passwords were, taking those passwords. And he changed the password on that Google account. From there, he immediately changed the password and started looking at the passwords. Now, I called Belinda, so I would assume the phone got snatched at around 17 minutes past 9. I phoned Belinda 20 minutes past 9 because that's when the call came through to her. It took me 3 minutes to, well, firstly realize what the hell happened, secondly grab Saul's phone, put Belinda's details in and tried calling her. So she answered at 20 minutes past. And she shut the phone down at 23 minutes past. It took her another 3 minutes to get her bearings, get onto my computer, get into my iCloud and shut the phone down. And between 17 minutes past and 23 minutes past, this guy was going through all the passwords. Luckily, when she shut the phone down, I mean, then it obviously locks the phone. So I think she stopped most of the problems that could have happened got stopped right there. But yeah, that was how quick it was. I mean, can you imagine if I didn't have Belinda? Or can you imagine if it was my main Gmail account that was open on that phone and he started getting into all my main passwords? I mean, it would have been an absolute nightmare. Not that it isn't now, because now I've got to go through everything again. One by one, I have to change all my passwords. Look, I had like 900 passwords saved on the one account. I have to go through them all. I need to swap them all. I suppose it's a good security exercise in any case. But it is such a nightmare. And I tell you what, I am actually going to give Uber a call and I'm going to lodge a complaint with Uber, because Uber asking me to go to the middle of the damn bike lane to get picked up and insisting that I go to the middle of the bike lane to get picked up is actually what put me in this risky situation. Number one, I should not be standing on a bike lane. There's bicycles going at top speed in both directions. I mean, literally, they could run you over. But that's not all. I mean, it's a well-known fact. After the fact, I went online and we Googled. I mean, it is like a thing that happens a couple of times a day right there on that bike lane where the bikes snatch. I mean, honestly, it feels like those guys are riding up and down that stupid bike lane just watching for guys standing there to try and get an Uber and stealing their phones. I mean, it's absurd. Why would it's like taking a freaking little gazelle and parading him into the lion's den, you know? Why would you do that? So yeah, I'm going to lodge a complaint with Uber because I do not think that's cool. Belinda says she actually thinks the Ubers there are actually involved with these guys. I mean, why would they keep on sending it there? And in hindsight, I tell you what, there was a couple of close calls with bikes in the minute or two before the phone got snatched. And the one time, you know, I actually thought the guy almost hit me because he was just like, I was just like this. And I didn't even think about it. But I think that was another attempt at getting the phone, because the guy came past me so close on the bicycle. I almost thought he was pissed off. Well, I didn't almost thought. I thought the reason he passed so close to me was because he was pissed off that I'm standing in the middle of the damn bike lane. And I am pretty sure in hindsight that that was another attempt at snatching the phone. But I think these guys are masters of their art. I think at the moment I just turned away or something and the guy didn't do the actual snatch. Anyway, so that happened. That was it. Phone got stolen. I now have to go through all of this data and fix everything. I missed the whole 4 days. And of course, traveling back from Brazil, where there's zero English, without a phone, through Mexico, that was fun as well. But that's all stories for another video. I will post a bunch more videos about the trip. Not everything was bad. There was a couple of shitty things. There's a couple of awesome things. And I've got a lot of footage of the airports and all kinds of things. And obviously I'm going to make another video about things that I've learned from this little exercise of what you should do to your iPhone today. because the thing is, if your phone gets missing, dude, it's a mission. And if you haven't organized, if you're not prepared and you don't have it set up properly, it could cost you a lot. This thing could have cost me a fortune if we weren't lucky enough to be quick and that it was on a different profile. Anyway, folks, you all must have a beautiful day. Look at this beautiful day out here. Happy to be back in Canada. Cheers.